Happy morning.
Happy
Happy morning,
morning.
sir.
Happy
Happy
morning.
morning.
Happy
Happy
morning.
Good
morning.
Good
morning.
morning.
Happy
Happy
morning.
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 Happy morning.
Happy
Happy
morning.
morning.
Now, I have been traveling quite a bit in the last 2 weeks, and I was in Rajasthan last Sunday, and I saw that it is so hot. The moment I step outside my AC room, I start sweating. And I realize how blessed we are when we stay in a place like Pune. And of course, places like Hyderabad, Bangalore, but the climate is so cooperative. Um, we should be very, very grateful. We should be very grateful for we have something like keep moving movement in our lives. A few weeks ago, I was sharing in one of the life lessons about Kabir. And Kabir is definitely one of the most favorite characters out of the entirety of history. Kabir very beautifully says, and this is also there in Guru Granth Sahib in Ang 1366, Shlok 38, about ego. And I think what he writes over there about ego is so profound. कबीरा गर्व न कीजिए ऊंचा देख आवास काल पड़े भूई लेटना ऊपर जमे घास. I think that's just like Kabir. What he says is do not be proud. Do not be proud of your achievements. Do not be proud of your tall mansions. Because today or tomorrow we will lie beneath the ground and the smallest of grass will grow above us. That's just like Kabir. The image is so stark. It skips moral lecture and goes straight to the point that don't get ego involved. Why am I mentioning this? You know, as you learn certain insights in some sessions, and as we go to schools, it is very easy to get ego involved with the teachers, with some of the speakers, and definitely with some children inside the classroom. I'll tell you one approach that I take which helps me to stay on the ground. There is a Ivy League school called the Kellogg School of Management. And the theme, the cred of Kellogg School of Management is low ego, high impact. Essentially, what they say is your ego and your impact will always be inversely proportional to each other. If my ego is high, then my positive impact is low. When my ego is low, my positive impact is high. And I believe that is exactly what Kabir was also saying on ego. And Kellogg School of Management, the Ivy League management school in the world, is also telling all its students just because you have come to Kellogg's, don't get ego involved. Don't think you're the best in the world, you're better than others. Others have not got through to a great college. If you have come here to learn how to make an impact. And the beginning of making an impact is always low ego. High ego will always lead to low impact. I was discussing this with somebody day before yesterday. And they said, Naren, if you have to speak about the philosophy of keep moving movement, what would be the philosophy? Would it be we are doing social work? Would it be that children are off track and your job is to bring them back on track? Would it be it's a community of people who want to lift the nation? What would be the philosophy? And spontaneously, what I said, I also liked after I said it. I said, we don't have a philosophy, but we have a few tests. The way the litmus paper does not have a philosophy, it has just its work is to test. Similarly, we have a couple of tests, and every speaker, every AC, every leader of Keep Moving movement aspires to pass these two tests. Those who are able to pass these two tests well, and Joe will be able to, you know, always be a role model in these things. Those who aspire to pass these two tests will always be great volunteers. And those who fail these two tests, they may be a part of Keep Moving movement, but they are not great volunteers. So when you look at Joe, you will realize that test number one is called shoulder test. What is a shoulder test? I enter inside a classroom. I have some ideas in my mind. I think about the effort that I have put to create the session. I also think about the effort I have taken to come to deliver this session. I think about the sacrifices I have made to prepare for the session. And I enter the classroom wanting to be seen as a hero. And that is when I want to make statements which I think will be so powerful that they will see me and remember me कि क्या बोला था. So that is one approach. The other approach is everybody is carrying some burden on their shoulders. Some have people who have unrealistic expectations from them. Some are not as gifted as somebody else is, and they are always a victim of comparison. Some are in broken families or families where there is a lot of struggle. Some have low self esteem. Some work very hard, but they are not able to grasp. Some have a crisis of identity, and therefore they might disturb a class a little because when they disturb, people look at them, and when people look at them, they become the center of attraction, and that becomes their identity. To sum it, everybody is carrying some kind of a burden on their shoulders. And now let me stop about the children and let me talk about you. All of us are carrying some burden on our shoulders. KMM is successful and the sessions are done if at the end of the session you feel some lightness on your shoulders. You delivered a session brilliantly well. When at the end of the session, children inside the classroom feel some burden has been taken off from their shoulders. We call this as the shoulder test. At the end of the class, it is not about what kind of a hero we were. It is not about did you remember all the points. It is not about did you speak fluently. It is not about the efforts you took to take the session. The test of the session is very simple. Some, many, or all should have felt that the burden on their shoulders is a little less. So if some of them were struggling to make a choice in their life, and if the choice that they were making was more to please someone rather than to choose progress, and the way you delivered the session, they realized that I will make some progressive choices, some bold choices. I will do what is right, irrespective of what happens. Now you've lifted some burden off their shoulders, the burden and need to please someone, a burden to belong, a burden to feel that others approve of them. If they felt that, then the session was successful. If they felt that you are great, you speak beautifully well, but at the end of the session, they feel the same burden on their shoulder, then we could have taken the session much better. So in KMM, we call it as the shoulder test. At the completion of the session, would some, would most, or would, in a miracle session, would all of them feel a little less burden on their shoulders? The second test is called the companion test. Would they believe here is one person in the world who will not judge us, who will understand us? Is this person who's standing there, who looks like a didi or a dada or a uncle or an aunt or a granny or a grandfather, is this somebody who gets me? And in a very gentle way, they are nudging me in a direction. And if my neck is stiff and I'm taking some time, they are patient. They don't want things to happen at their speed. They understand my struggles. They're not giving me sympathy, but they are saying there is a better way to live life. And when they look at me, I see somebody who believes in me. You know, a companion is a person with whom you enjoy a journey. A companion is a person who does not judge you. A companion is a person in whose presence you feel strong. A companion is a person in whose presence you never ever feel alone. So the second test for every speaker in KMM is, as you take the sessions, as you go deeper and deeper from session 1 to 2 to 3, are their shoulders getting lighter and lighter? And is their heart and mind believing, here is one person who understands, one person I can depend on. And this institution where they come from, Keep Moving Movement, is a place I would like to be in my future. So when I was discussing with this lady, what is the philosophy of KMM, these two tests emerged, the shoulder test and the companion test. So the philosophy of KMM, if you have to take it at a deeper level, is not just about making a difference. It is not about teaching life skills. That is the process. It is not about thoughtful sessions. Again, that's a content process. End result kya hai? Ultimately, how do you and me know that you and me did a good job? So only two tests, shoulder test and companion test. And that lady was very sweet. She looked at me and said, that is exactly what I feel when I meet you and I talk to you. At the end of a conversation, I feel I'm more capable and I can handle it. And I also believe I have someone with whom I can be myself, who will guide me, hold my hands, and nudge me in the right direction. So I wish and pray that each one of us, in every session of KMM, as you look at the children and deliver, this is a conscious guiding principle. The shoulder test and the companion test. So every time you lift your shoulders, move your shoulders, remember about the shoulder test. And every time you see a shadow, remember the companion. Silent, the shadow doesn't make sound, but it's always there with you. So I wish you great success inside the classroom. Today is an astounding session. You will love the simplicity of today's session. You will love the thoughtfulness behind today's session, as is Joe's forte. She makes things super simple, beautiful stories, lovely insights, and 100% implementable. So, the objective of ACs for the speakers inside their group is not only to remember to deliver the content properly, but the tone at which we deliver, the way we handle certain disturbances inside the classroom, sometimes the fight for time inside the classroom because some schools might delay by 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The core of every opportunity that we get is passing the shoulder test, companion test, and keeping in mind low ego will lead to high impact. High ego will lead to low impact. Now, to take us through session number 2, let me invite our darling, Bedu. Bedu, over to you.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Joe.
Happy
Happy
morning.
morning.
Happy morning.
Morning, Joe.
Happy morning. Happy morning, Joe.
हैप्पी मॉर्निंग. ये थोड़ा हम दोनों टेस्ट के लिए थोड़ा तैयार हो जाते हैं और तैयार होने के लिए थोड़े हैप्पी फेसेस तो जरूरी है. सो 3 राउंड्स ऑफ व्हेन यू आर हैप्पी एंड यू नो इट, क्लैप योर हैंड्स. और मुझे हाथ यहाँ पे दिखने चाहिए. थोड़ा मूवमेंट जरूरी है बिफोर वी गेट इनटू द मोड ऑफ टेकिंग द सेशन. And the moment we complete, pen and paper, if you don't have it, run and take it and come back after the jingle, and then we'll start the session. 3, 2, 1 पे at 1 we'll go. 3, 2, 1 go. When you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I want you to sing also. मिलेन सिर्फ स्वर नहीं हिलाना है, गाना भी है. Let's start again. 3, 2, 1 go. When you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Clap your hands.
When you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Hands.
When you're
When
happy
you're
and you
happy
know
and
that
you
you
know it and you really want to do it, and you're
happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Hands.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू. मिलिंद बोलेगा ये 4 स्क्रीन में जहाँ पे 200 लोग दिखते हैं, मेरा ही चेहरा कैसे दिखाऊं. वो है ना, दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ KMM. जिधर आग जानी होती है ना, चले जाते हैं. सो वेलकम टू सेशन नंबर 2. पेन पेपर सबके पास है? हैंड्स अप. नहीं है तो लेके आइए. नरेन सेड दिस सेशन इज वेरी सिंपल. बहुत सिंपल है, बहुत क्यूट है, लेकिन नोट्स भी बहुत लेने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि ये सिंप्लिसिटी करने के लिए मेरे को जितनी तकलीफ हुई है ना, थोड़ा आपको भी होना चाहिए. मतलब व्हाई शुड आई सफर ऑल अलोन, एंड हाउ आई हैव सफर्ड फॉर दिस सेशन आई विल टेल यू एज द टाइम गोज बाय. Some schools have had their sessions, some got postponed because of Palki. Don't worry, in the coming weeks we'll have the sessions. Those who have taken the session, choice wala, have given good responses. So I think those who are pending to take the session will definitely have a good time inside the classroom. Smile, all of us. 360 degree. All set. Session number 2 is called Chinta Mani. Okay, mind you, it's not Chinta Mani, it is Chinta Mani. It has taken me about 48 hours to pronounce this properly, क्योंकि वो मनी मनी निकल जाता है. तो एक बार जरा बोलिए चिंता मैनी. मैनी आना चाहिए एंड में. चिंता मैनी.
Chinta many.
Correct. So whenever we are talking in the class, we'll have to very specifically say many many at the end of it. तो वो थोड़ा practice करेगा. Part 1, we start with the recap. And for the recap, I have a very beautiful anecdote. In one small village, there used to live a father, a grandfather, and a grandson together. And every evening, the child would see his grandfather light the lantern. वो मालूम है आपको lantern? कंदिल जैसा होता था और गुमनाम है, कोई ऐसे घुमा के लेके जाते थे वो. So he used to add oil in that lamp, light the lamp, and वो वहां पे एक खूटी था, वो खूटी को लटका देते. this child was very observant, So he used to see that जब ये जलाना होता है ना lamp, this grandfather will light the matchstick. The matchstick का glow na is very bright. But when that goes to the lamp and the lamp is lit, the lamp is not that bright. So one fine evening, he gathered the guts and asked his grandfather, okay, the matchstick is much, much brighter than the lamp. So why don't we use the matchstick all the time? So the grandfather told him, see, the lamp and the oil in the lamp now, the oil is very important. It makes the light last throughout the night. The matchstick, even if it is very bright, it will go off in a few seconds. The process of learning is that when we go through a session, we understand the power of choice. It sparks, one bright light within our mind and says, wow, this is wonderful. I'm going to practice it. But for it to become sustained as a learning for my lifetime, I have to keep adding that oil in my lantern every evening. So the lantern over here in this session and the oil is the recap of the last session. So let's quickly learn or revise what we have covered in the last session, and then let's go on with the session today. So anybody, 5 sharings, fat, raise your hands. Let's remember what we have done in the session of power of choice. Anyone? आपको भी भूलना है, आप क्लास के पार्ट हो. मेरा 9th और 10th standard मेरे सामने है. Yes, Fiona.
So we started off with the happy morning.
Happy morning.
We started off with the sun and cave story, which basically intended to tell the students and ourselves as well that we have our own light and we have our own versions of light. And KMM is also here to help us become leaders through conversations of our own choices, etc.
Brilliant.
Then we
बस एक पॉइंट ये सियोना हमारी बहुत क्यूटी पाए है.
4 सेंटेंस में खत्म किया.
That's it. Power of choice, Siona. Yes, Vijay.
So happy morning.
Happy morning.
So it was very, very beautiful session for me. But one thing came in the session that when sharing the 4 great people there about their story. So when everything looks at the end, it is a choice to bring a new beginning.
Correct.
So that was it this way. When something looks end, it is a bring a new choice.
Very nice. Very nice. हाँ जी, जनता, ठीक है, हम आपको याद कराते हैं. I'll listen to Hinal and then Aushmalin, we will revise the session together. Hinal?
Yes, so after that, maybe move further ahead with the choice compass, wherein it was beautifully explained with the words. So the C stands for consequences, H for the help, O for others, I for identity, C for character, and the last one, E goes for excellence, wherein we spoke about Ishan Kishan.
Very nice. Very nice. Chat box में भी काफी messages है. We've summarized it in a sheet together. Ashu, can we please have that on the screen? Okay. So, life gives us situations, we give responses. The choice compass, consequence, help, others, identity, character, excellence. My pledge, I choose to become better today. Yada bhava tada bhavat. Thank you, Ashu. So probably it will be a nice thing for us to note these pointers down when we revise the recap. So that in the class, like today, if some are a little preoccupied with what's coming ahead, we should be able to give the pointers ourselves. So the first part of the session is recap. And the second part is a beautiful person that I want to introduce to all of you. हाँ, थोड़ा ध्यान से सुनिएगा. You know about His Excellency Akbar the Great, all of you? Okay. And in Akbar's court, there was a gentleman. I'm not talking about Birbal. There were other ministers also in the court. And this minister was called Chintamani. Okay. One fine morning, Chintamani was getting ready for the court, and he put on his best dress and he's putting that perfume. His wife is helping him get ready, and then he's also getting this khushbu of freshly made aloo parathas from the kitchen. So, वो खुशबू आती है आलू पराठा की, and as he's putting the perfume on him, he is visualizing himself taking that paratha ka one bite, putting it in the dahi, eating it, enjoying himself. And as he is in that dream, there is a knock on the door. So, these people rush the door, open the door, and there is one guard from the palace which has come. The guard comes in. Some faces now, they are serious for lifetime with that kind of a face. And he says, Chintamani, Akbar has summoned you immediately. You are supposed to report to the court as soon as possible. And before Chintamani could ask him anything, this guy bows and goes back. For 30 seconds, Chintamani is frozen in his feet. And then something happens. His mind starts working and he starts asking questions to himself. Why has the emperor called me? That also urgently. I am to going to the court anyways. Did I make a mistake or something? वो कल शाम को ना मैं आते वक्त जब भी मैंने बाव किया ना तो मेरा एंगल 45 डिग्रीज था, वो है ना वो 90 डिग्रीज होना चाहिए था. शायद बादशाह ने वो देख लिया है, अभी मेरी तो गई. और वो मिनिस्टर है ना, मैं जाने के बाद भी खड़ा था. बादशाह के कान में कुछ बोला तो नहीं होगा ना? आई मीन डिड ही कंप्लेन अबाउट मी? चुगली की है क्या मेरी? And what if the Bacha punishes me today? How will my family survive? What will I do? And all that, he puts his hand to his head and he sits down. His wife comes running to him. क्या हुआ? Says Bacha ने immediately बुलाया. बादशाह ने बुलाया. क्या किया तुमने? He said मैंने क्या किया? मुझे तो पता नहीं मैंने क्या किया. उसने बुलाया और immediately बुलाया. I don't know anything. The lady sits down and she starts wailing. अब हमारा क्या होगा? मेरे husband तो नहीं रहे. He's standing in front of her. मेरे हस्बैंड तो नहीं रहे, हम बर्बाद हो गए. The two children come running. The two children see this. They also start crying. इनके रोने की आवाज इतनी जोर से हो जाती है कि नेबर स्टार्ट गैदरिंग. एक पूछता अरे क्या हो गया, दूसरा बोलता नहीं अभी संतरी आया था कोर्ट में से, कुछ तो सुनाई दिया, अकबर ने बुलाया जल्दी. अभी तो चिंता मैनी मर गया. चिंता मरा हुआ हो गया, मैनी नहीं रहा वो अभी. And everybody is discussing about these things. After some time, Chintamani realizes he has to go to the court. अगर नहीं गया तो और पड़ेगी. So, he is walking towards the court. And sometimes now, just before an exam, how we walk now, one steps looks like we are climbing one towards Mount Everest. वैसे पैर से चलते चलते ही finally reach the court. अकबर के जब सामने आता है ना, तो अकबर बोलता है, what has happened to you, Chintamani? मतलब, you're looking as if you've seen a ghost in front of you. So he falls down on his knees and he says, जहाँपना मुझे माफ कर दो, जहाँपना मैंने जो भी किया होगा मुझे ज्यादा punishment मत देना. I mean, I'm very sorry, very sorry, very sorry. तो अकबर इज लाइक, चिंतामणि गेट अप. नहीं 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 नहीं, आप मुझे मारना मत, मैं यहाँ से चला जाऊंगा, मेरे को कुछ नहीं चाहिए, पैसे नहीं चाहिए. अकबर says, चिंतामणि. He stands up and he says, what happened? Which mistake are you talking about? Saying, I must have done something, so you called me immediately. There is pin drop silence in the court. Everybody is silent. और वो 10 सेकेंड में जब साइलेंस होता है ना, तब चिंतामणि का हार्ट है ना इतना जोर से बीट करने लगता है कि उसके मुंह से बाहर आएगा. एंड देन एवरीबडी स्टार्ट्स लाफिंग. अकबर सेज, चिंतामणि, आज आपका बर्थडे है. आई थॉट आई रिवॉर्ड यू विद समथिंग स्पेशल इन फ्रंट ऑफ एवरीबडी. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैड कॉल्ड यू. द होल entire court bursts out into laughter. Chintamani realizes his folly and all is well that ends well. So that is, my dear Chintamani, for all of you. What I would like to know from you is, as you were listening to the story, are there any insights you gathered? You can raise your hand. I'll ask you. Are there any insights you gathered? This is question number 1. You can note it down. And second question, have you ever worried about something that turned out very different? Don't jump to conclusion. अरे थोड़ा मुझे आवाज सुनने दीजिए ना आपकी. तो chat box में is good, but you can raise your hand and you hands. Mamta.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
जैसे आपने कहा ना, सेम सिनेरियो मेरे दिमाग में आया. जब कभी बच्चे घर लेट आते हैं ना, तो वो बताकर जाते हैं कि मैं 11 बजे तक आऊंगा, लेकिन बाई चांस उनका फोन नहीं लगता है, फोन नहीं उठाते हैं, फिर जो धड़कने तेज हो जाती है कि क्या हुआ रहेगा, गिर गया होगा, एक्सीडेंट हुआ रहेगा, मैं कहाँ जाऊंगी. सो चिंता मेनी, सो मेनी चिंता मेनी.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Thanks, Mamta. It
Thank
always takes courage to raise the first hand. So thanks for being the trendsetter.
Thank you.
Yes, Bharti.
I can easily relate with the way how Mamta and you're telling when Naren goes for run in the morning at 4. Okay, you're clapping and then Naren is listening. Okay, anyway, everybody is listening. When he goes for the run at 4 और वो 8 बजता है और he is not home back. मेरे को तो लगता है कुछ तो हो गया, गिर गए, लग गया, चोट लग गई, ब्रेक फेल हो गया, उनके हाथ से एक्सीडेंट हो गया. What has happened? Why is not touched home by 8? And it heartbeat goes up and down. So it is not that, and I can relate to the story what you just shared. Before something has not actually in practicality, in reality, it has happened, but the mind, no, it goes everywhere.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Anu?
Hello. Yesterday only I had to fill up some form for the school and some related to, police clearance form, which all the employees have to fill. And I've been trying like from past 1 week. Yesterday also I was trying and kahin na kahin aake wo atak raha hai, like, because we are staying in Haryana. So,
Correct.
Matlab, I just lost my cool and I started crying like first time, and my mother was so worried. She saw me crying. Then finally I called my friends and I talked to them, and my daughter also was telling me क्या हो गया, मतलब ठीक है, नहीं हो रहा तो वहां जाके बात कर लेंगे, मतलब as if, मतलब मेरे से पता नहीं क्या हो गया. कहते there must be other people also जिनसे नहीं हो रहा है and you just ask for help. But sometimes that block is there in your mind.
Yes.
Or
Absolutely.
I got worked up or stressed out, whatever it was. But
आज के
आज
सेशन में
वो
आपको
चीज़
आंसर
है कि
मिल
my
रहा
mother is sitting here and she's laughing.
है. नमस्ते आंटी जी.
Sorry, I'm not in a proper attire.
No worries, auntie.
But yes, this is what happened. Nice talking to all of you, and I keep listening because
Thank you.
I'm very much interested in psychology during my younger days. So nice. I keep listening to all those gems which are spoken by you, all of you.
Thank you. So kind of you.
Interesting story, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll listen to Anil, Amit, Shamir, Ananya, Siddharth, and we'll move on then. Yes, Amit. Sorry, Anil.
जो फॉर मी आई वाज सेइंग कि हम लोग मोस्टली राई का पहाड़ बनाते हैं, तो एक नेगेटिव थॉट वंस इट कम्स टू द माइंड, दैट नेगेटिव थॉट इज यू गो ऑन कंटिन्यू इन कंटिन्यूएशन, यू गो ऑन till you settle with a positive thought. So unless you thumb up with a positive thought, that line doesn't stop till you get the end result. And that is time you are going through all the stress. कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है, वैसा भी हो सकता है.
Correct.
लेकिन जो कि हुआ नहीं है, तो because वो चेन बन जाती है. So what you are feeding your mind, it is going towards that direction.
Absolutely.
That is the time you need to stop.
Correct. Amit?
Yeah, I think on the similar lines, we basically over-index on the potential negative things that we have done and kind of like completely overshadow some of the good deeds that we have done. So that's number one. And the second insight is, जैसे कि चिंतामणि जब गया, तो when he starts stressing out, his wife stressed out, his kids stressed out. So I think that is the biggest takeaway for me, is like, once we are in that position, we basically pull everyone down who are around us.
How lovely. And can you see the top class engineer over-indexed? I love that word, Amit. Superb. अभी मैं है ना ये with your permission कहीं ना कहीं मारूंगी जरूर, चलेगा ना? मैं रिकॉर्डिंग तेरे लिए सुनने वाली हूँ अभी, वो सेंटेंस है, I'm going to etch it. Thanks, Amit.
Thank you.
Shamir.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Firstly, I feel this story is very simple, yet very impactful.
Ji.
Akbar feels like life for us. And when life calls out a situation, our mind is an organ which always wants to predict something. हम हर चीज प्रिडिक्ट करने की कोशिश ज्यादा करते हैं।
जी, ब्यूटीफुल।
तो हमारा माइंड जब वो फ्यूचर प्रिडिक्ट करना शुरू कर देता है, दैट्स वेयर आवर एंजाइटी कम्स इन एंड वी स्टार्ट फीलिंग अ लॉट वल्नरेबल, एंड रादर देन रेमीडिएटिंग दोस काइंड ऑफ वल्नरेबिलिटीज, हम कोशिश करते हैं कि उसके बारे में सोचते रहे। एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई गेट आउट ऑफ दिस, दैट when life give you a situation, you have the power of choice. Should you try to think negative things, or would you want to take the positive things, or rather just wait? The situation will come and then you pause, decide and respond.
Absolutely. How lovely. How well put.
Thank you.
Ananya,
हैप्पी मॉर्निंग।
happy morning.
द सेम सिचुएशन मेरे साथ बहुत बार होती है, स्पेशली जब यानी अपनी फैमिली यहाँ नहीं रहती, माय माइका इज नॉट विथ मी हियर। सो समटाइम अगर मम्मा को फोन कर दिया और मम्मा ने अगर बाय चांस फोन नहीं उठाया, तो वो सिचुएशन यानी जब तक वो 10 मिनट में फोन रिप्लाई नहीं आता है तो बहुत
How
बड़ा
true.
टेंशन आ जाता है।
How
इनफैक्ट
true.
सब लोगों को फोन कर देती हूँ, बट वो अगर किसी ने फोन नहीं उठाया तो हालत तो खराब हो जाती है।
जी, absolutely.
सडनली भैया को फोन करके बोलना पड़ता है, भैया प्लीज घर जाके देखो, या पापा को बोलना पड़ता है। दैट इज द
Correct.
सिचुएशन।
Wow. Lovely. Sidhu?
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
See, when we have some important meeting and we are waiting for someone, the person is not coming and he's not picking up the phone after calling couple of times. So then mind starts calculating what's happening, what's going wrong, whether I should wait or move ahead. So it's kind of tricky situation. And
Absolutely.
if the person doesn't call in 10-15 minutes and we have to move ahead, so then that's a really big chinta. What
Absolutely.
happened means there are so many situations can happen. So
Yeah.
that's yeah.
But I have never seen you in Chinta, Sidhu, ever. That's such a nice thing. He's been one of the sweetest people I've related to over so many years in life school. And just to tell you from my sharing, what this Chinta gets to me, like every day, every time I have a session in the morning. One previous evening, if you ask Tyra, I'm on the edge at office. And for smallest thing, I will be like, ये क्यों किया है? But इतना ये थोड़ा ओवर ड्रामेटाइजेशन है, मैं ऐसा नहीं करती हूँ, बट रहता है अंदर. And then I sleep at 1 o'clock. I'll get up 3 times in the morning. पिकनिक जाने के पहले भी होता है ना, वो चिंता नहीं रहती, एंटिसिपेशन होता है मेरा सेशन के पहले. और ये सेशन के पहले आज सुबह एक एपिक चीज हो गई. मतलब मुकुल एंड स्वप्निल शाह, wherever you are, I'm very very sorry for this. This has happened today morning. I got up at 4 o'clock. The moment my eyes opened, the first thing that I did was open the phone, see the session PDF, go through it. 4:30 I completed seeing the PDF. Then I said, अभी और time है, एक 10 मिनट का nap ले लेते. I took that 10-minute nap, and this is what Chinta does, The moment I closed my eyes, I fell into deep sleep. जो ये तो अच्छी बात है, इसके बाद में सुनिए जरा. And I see Swapnil Shah. He has never spoken to me in a loud voice ever. He is holding my arm tightly and pulling me through the corridor of my floor towards the lift. And I am shouting, आयुष्मान तू चिंता मत कर, तेरे पसंद की लड़की से मैं तेरी शादी करा दूंगी, फोटोग्राफर अपना ही है, वो लड़की बदल देगा एंड में. Can you imagine? And I got up with a start in 10 minutes. I am still feeling Swapnil's hold on my arm right now. The dream was so true. It took me 5-7 minutes to come out of things to realize where the reality is. I'm inside my house, my dress is ready, I'm supposed to get ready and go back. Sometimes Chinta gets us into hallucination. This time though it was good. I was being dragged because I'm getting Aushmalin married. Imagine Naren dragging me to the mandap to get me married. That will be death call for me because I don't want to get married ever. मैं 16 साल की थी तब से मेरे पप्पा ट्राई कर रहे थे. 10 तारीख को 48 के हुआ, अभी तक तो नहीं हुआ है. And I don't think I'm going to give Naren the pleasure of getting me married. So आज सुबह ने क्या, one of my subconscious chintas just came out because I'm going to take this session. So sometimes chinta becomes very funny also with ourselves. This is the first part of the session. First 10 minutes. Easy? Absolutely? ठीक है?
यस।
अब ये इजी बनाने के लिए ना आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी। हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे शेयर किया है, क्लास में नहीं शेयर करते तो we'll have to practice to get their sharings from them, cajole a few students, say a little funny things about our life, then get the sharings out of them. If we get the first 10 minutes right, then the entire session sets in right, because this session I'm not going to take, you all are taking. You all are going to share, and as much as you share, the session will go brilliantly well. So the first part is the recap with the lamb, the grandfather, and the grandchild story. Akbar's story, no, sorry, Chintamani's story, and then the two questions. What are the insights that you get from this? And have you ever thought of something, worried of something that didn't turn out? All good so far? Give me a show of hands. A happy clap. Good, good. थोड़ा ऐसा ना मूवमेंट होना चाहिए क्लास के अंदर, थोड़ा मजा आता है, एटलीस्ट मुझे तो आता है। अभी है ना सेकेंड पार्ट ऑफ द सेशन। Second part of the session is into 4 subparts. Part number A. Okay. This is called as Meet Your Chintamani. Chintamani. Meet your Chintamani. In this part, I'm going to give you a situation. I'll take 3 sharings per situation. We go down to the shoes of a 9th and 10th-year-old and then answer. Okay? So I'll tell a situation, you think about the responses and you raise your hands and we will take the responses first. So let's imagine we have become Chintamani at the moment, and if this situation comes, what is it that you're going to think, or how is it that you're going to act? So situation number 1, the principal says, meet me after the school. You're walking in the corridor, you see the principal walking towards you. Put your head down. You don't want to have eye-to-eye contact with the principal. And just when you are looking up to see whether he's gone or not, he's bang there standing in front of you, looking straight into your eyes and says, meet me after the school. What is going to be in your mind, the thought that moment? What will Chintamani think that time? New hands, huh? सोच लीजिए, एक मिनट के लिए सोच लीजिए। फिर ममता, न्यू हैंड, सॉरी ममता, रितेश, योगेश्वर एंड आदित्य, these 3 people. Yes, रितेश।
अब मैंने क्या किया?
अब मैंने क्या किया मतलब मैं इतना कुछ करता रहता हूँ, अब क्या हो गया मेरे से? रितेश, you were like that or what in school? हाँ क्या? चलो, that's why we get along well. Same to you. योगेश्वर?
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Who knows better than we people, you know? If we get such kind of a call, then we are like, suppose we get a message in the morning.
हाँ.
Throughout the day, so many things are going on in our mind. कि क्या हुआ होगा?
Correct.
क्या किया मैंने? And what not?
Absolutely.
Then
Absolutely.
till we meet the principal ma'am, the things are,
Correct.
haywire.
And so rightly coming, Yogeshwar is a teacher in Pawar Public School, Nanded City, Pune. And I can understand when Naren also gives me a message, where do we need to talk today? I know what palpitations I go through.
Yes,
So
yes.
Yogeshwar, sometimes we are in the same boat. Yes, Aditya.
Yes, happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
Yes, when even not just principal or headmistress calls us that meet me, we also have the same thought in our mind that कुछ तो गलत हुआ है
Absolutely.
या कोई तो कंप्लेंट आ गई है या कभी कभी
Correct.
ऐसे भी लगता है कि कुछ तो नया अभी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मिलने वाली है।
हाँ, और उससे और ज्यादा डर लगता है ना।
बी प्रिपेयर, वो डर भी लगता है, प्रेशर भी आता है।
करेक्ट करेक्ट, डबल काम हो जाएगा। ऑलरेडी मैं इतना काम कर रहा हूँ पूरा दिन भर। I can understand that totally. Let's move to the next situation. I message a friend, but my friend has seen my message, blue tick, but not replied back. And it's about 5 hours, 32 minutes and 20 seconds since I have sent the message. Yet there is no reply. So I have messaged a friend and there is no reply. तुषार, श्वेता,
इग्नोर मार रहा है क्या? देखता हूँ बाद में।
सर आप चिंता नहीं कर रहे हो, आप डोज दे रहे हो. पर चलता है, कभी कभी चिंता में डोज भी देता है. मुझे ऐसे करना है, मैं बताऊंगा तेरे को वापस. Why is he behaving like that? Correct, Shweta?
Happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
And this reminds me of my last year's session, जहाँ पे ये question था हमारा एक quiz में, where we gave activity to children. So that was the same thing, like is my friendship over? और मतलब मैंने ऐसा कुछ गलत किया है क्या? अभी तक रिप्लाई नहीं आया है. मैं तो हमेशा मतलब I always think like positive कि मैं तो हमेशा अच्छी हूँ, आगे क्या हुआ है. So that is always there in mind.
Brilliant, brilliant. Anil?
Yeah, happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
Are you calling Anil Bhardwaj or Anil Kalra ji?
Anil Bhardwaj ji.
हाँ ठीक ठीक.
Correct. Sorry.
Okay. So इसमें कई तरीके की सिचुएशंस हो सकती हैं, पॉजिटिव भी नेगेटिव भी, मतलब डिपेंडिंग अपॉन टाइप ऑफ मैसेज. बट होता क्या है कि जब कुछ ऐसा होता है कि अनएक्सपेक्टेड है कि 5 घंटे से जवाब नहीं आया, तो हम पिछले 24 घंटे रिवाइंड में चले जाते हैं कि मैंने कुछ ऐसा कहा है, मतलब अपने आप को एक अपने सेल्फ अवेयर उसमें चले जाते हैं. अब लोग क्या कहते हैं, आत्म चिंतन में चले जाते हैं कि क्या क्या गलत हुआ. फिर हम उसको देखने, अच्छा मैंने उसको ऐसा कहा था, वो उसका बुरा मान गया, ऐसा कहा था वो बुरा मान गया, इस तरीके से. तो नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स माइट हैपन.
How true. Very true. We'll listen to Sudhir and then move on to the next.
Yeah, like many times it happens like मेरे साथ ही क्यों होता है? Why? Like why only me?
Yeah. तो थोड़ा सेल्फ पिटी आ जाता है ना तब.
Yep.
और भिंडर फैमिली का मैसेज है, दोस्त दोस्त ना रहा, प्यार प्यार ना रहा. Who is writing this? सिमरन और गुरशरन. My God, we need to talk. Gurmel, I'll call you after the session. ये थोड़ा प्यार प्यार ना रहा, देखना पड़ेगा इस. Let's move on to the next. The exam result is supposed to be announced, and it is at 3 o'clock, and I'm at 10 o'clock right now. तो 3 बजे सेशन एग्जाम का रिजल्ट आने वाला है. 10 बजे मैं घर पे बैठी हूँ, तब क्या चलता रहेगा मेरे दिमाग. Namrata, Siona, you've already answered. I'm going to take, everybody should answer in today's class because there are innumerable situations. So I listen to Namrata. Shamir, is it you or ma'am? Okay. And Padmini, 3 of Namrata.
Yeah. So क्या होगा रिजल्ट का? मैं पास तो हो जाऊंगी ना.
Okay, fair enough. Yes. Padmini?
Happy morning, Joe.
Happy morning.
Joe, if it is a result day and the result is to be announced by 3 and it's 10 in the morning, सर पकड़ के बैठ के पहले तो क्या क्या छोड़ दिया था, क्या क्या हमने ऑप्शन को डाला था.
Correct.
What are the mistakes we did? Because we recheck the paper and answer later on, so we know where we went wrong. So is it gonna hamper the result badly? यहाँ से शुरू जो होता है and the palpitation, and the whole day we are like this. नहीं आज कुछ मत बोलो, आज कुछ मत बोलो, please अभी कुछ नहीं, बाद में देखेंगे.
Correct. Absolutely. Lelani family? Yes, please.
Yeah. So first thing तो नींद नहीं आने वाली है.
Correct.
Till the time you see the result, नींद नहीं आएगी. And your result, you somewhere you know what it's going to be. जितनी मेहनत की है उसके हिसाब से you know. So your anxiety level will be measured on that level. That if it is good, of course तुम्हारा result अच्छा होगा. So you are excited. If your exam was not good, then you know it's going to be not that great result. So you're anxious about it.
Absolutely. Brilliant. We'll listen to Ajit and then move on.
Actually, I raised my hand.
Malika, sorry. Stand corrected.
Yeah. So I always used to be worried that will my parents be super disappointed if my marks get less.
Correct.
So even if I gave a good paper, I never had the confidence that, my marks will be okay. So I was always worried that my parents would be very disappointed.
Absolutely. ये है ना, मेरे ख्याल से सबके दुखती रग है. इतने मैसेजेस चैट बॉक्स में कभी नहीं आए. So wow, wonderful. I remember my 10th standard when I had gone for the results. I was only crying, but till the time I got the exam का result in my hand. I stood fourth in my school that time with merit. So that is another thing. थोड़ा सा shining करना चाहिए ना, session ले रहे हो तो बताना चाहिए कितने अच्छी student हो. Mrinal, I'll come to you with the next sharing. Huh? So last one for the day. My friends have thrown a party, maybe a birthday party, and I'm not invited. Friends is a very, very crucial topic for all of us, and more so for students, because that's their entire life. Asmita, Pritesh. So first, Asmita.
I'll be disheartened. And I'll be wondering, what did I do wrong to hurt her or hurt him that I'm not invited?
And out of frustration, have you broken a few things in the past when you're not invited?
Yeah. No, not broken.
Not broken.
No.
Pritesh?
हेलो हैप्पी मॉर्निंग
Happy morning.
लाइक चिंतामणि यार मैंने तो बुलाया था उसको मेरे बर्थडे पे उसने क्यों नहीं बुलाया मेरा फ्रेंड के साथ तो सब अच्छा चल रहा है बट क्यों नहीं बुलाया बाकी इसको बुलाया उसको बुलाया अरे उसको भी बुलाया वो तो काफी दूर का फ्रेंड है बट मुझे क्यों नहीं बुलाया
Absolutely, absolutely. And to all of us, since Pritesh is sharing, we must appreciate him. For the past few years, he's been taking a single school in Ahmednagar, right? Or Aurangabad?
Aurangabad, like Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. It is like,
Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. There are 4 divisions there. He goes alone, takes all the 4 divisions. And in spite of being alone, the only one to take there, we don't have to remind him to reach school on time or post the selfie or give the mock. I mean, Pritesh, it's lovely to have you, Rupesh, the entire family as a part of KMM.
Thank you.
ये बार जब face-to-face session होगा ना, we would love to see you in Pune. We are not that far.
Yeah, definitely.
Huh?
Yeah.
Chalega. Lovely. We'll listen to Mukul, Swati, and then move on. Yes, Mukul. Mukul, sorry यार तुमको चिंता दे दिया सुबह सुबह.
So I will think कि ये जब भी इसको काम होता है तब भी मेरी याद आती है ऐसे टाइम में तो मेरी याद आती नहीं है.
करेक्ट एब्सोल्युटली. तुम मेरे बारे में तो नहीं सोचती हो ना ऐसे? चलो ठीक है. स्वाति?
The first thought will be this is not fair.
Correct.
Yeah.
मैं अपना बदला लेकर रहूंगी जब टाइम आएगा.
Yes.
Good. Hey, thank you for sharing, guys. So this is part A of the second part. Simple and neat. One situation, few sharings and move on. और थोड़ा बीच में ना शेयरिंग्स को लेके हम थोड़ा सा मस्ती भी कर सकते हैं ताकि the entire class feels, like when we sit with our grandparents or uncle auntie along the fireside or in the family hall में and then they're telling a story और कैसे हम लोग अच्छे से गपशप करते हैं ना, that should be the mahal inside the classroom. It should not feel like a classroom. They should feel they're sitting at home with some elderly relative and they're just chit-chatting. That's when the best things will come out and their deepest of fears will surface. That's the entire objective of the first part of the second part A of the second part of the session. So though it seems very, very seemingly simple, the mental preparation of the volunteers is going to be very, very thorough and required in this session. ठीक है? अगर समझो कोई क्लास में आंसर नहीं करता है, आप चिंतामणि मत बन जाइए. क्या है मेरे क्लास में कोई आंसर नहीं कर रहा है, तभी के तभी some backup should be ready with us to get them back to the class. Part B of second part of the session. Okay. This is a question I want to ask each one of you. When does your Chintamani wake up? Question is, my Chintamani wakes up when? Fill in the blanks. You have to now take 2 minutes and write down the answer. And then I will take 5 new hands for sharings. So the sharing is, my Chintamani wakes up when? I have just shifted to a new apartment. We are on the 7th floor. Earlier, I used to be on the 4th floor. And coming down off the building was so easy Get out, bang the door, run towards the car. अभी पहले तो लॉबी में खड़े रह के ना वो बटन, no chat, I will want to listen today. An exact situation like I'm telling you. So every time I have to come to the session at 6 or 7 or 6:30, I reach office. I'm standing outside the lift at 6:10. And you know what's going on in my mind? यहाँ से नीचे उतरते वक्त अगर लाइट चली गई तो जनरेटर को 30 सेकेंड लगता है, लेकिन 30 सेकेंड्स में नहीं हुआ तो नीचे वॉचमैन नहीं रहता है, मैं क्या करूंगी? This new house is giving me anxiety even while I'm coming for the session. So I have gone through it right in the morning today. It wakes up when I have to come to the session and reach here on a time. Bharti ji, I'm very sorry, but new hands, so I will wait for somebody else. We'll listen to Ritesh, Prince. Yes, Ritesh. House help doesn't come. Very good, and it's interesting. Rajiv is answering this. Rajiv, it's you or Hira saying that? अगर हीरा बोल रहे हैं तो समझ, हाँ राजीव भी बोलते तो समझ में आ सकता है. आपका मूड ऑफ हो गया तो बेचारे राजीव का भी थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा ना. House help doesn't come. Definitely my Chintamani wakes up. Ritesh?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So basically, when we are expecting something, we have planned and we are expecting the results, and the results are not coming.
Correct.
Suppose we have planned to meet somebody, we have called somebody at some time, and he is not coming. So whenever we have planned not getting the results, then Chintamani is there.
Wakes up. Very nice. Very nice. Prince?
Yeah, it usually wakes up when I get a call from HR.
When I get a call from HR, my Chintamani wakes up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Padmini?
Yeah. Thank you, Joe, for the second opportunity today. My Chintamani wakes in any situation, expected result or response is not received within the expected lead time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Madhu?
Happy morning, Joe and everybody.
Happy morning.
For my Chintamani wakes up when I realize that I probably was not correct in doing something.
Absolutely.
And so many things pops up like what I could have done differently and how it could have been done in a different way.
Absolutely. Lovely. Lovely. Suraj?
Happy morning, all. My Chintamani gets up when I get a call from someone whom I have not spoken for a long time, and if I get a call or any message call back, that is the moment when it starts thinking, "Hey, what has happened? Itne din baat nahi hua, and now he's calling and asking."
True. So listen to Jaswinder, Ravi, Rashida, and Abhijit and move on. These are the hands that I saw the first, and then we'll give the others a chance a little later to answer as well. Jaswinder ji?
Yes, happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
My Chintamani wakes up whenever, my son and daughter, they basically live in Goa. So when they have to travel by air, of course, so I know that the flight will reach Chandigarh airport by this time, and I don't get their message.
Correct.
So that's
Absolutely.
when immediately your negative thoughts start coming.
Absolutely. How true. Ravi?
My Chintamani wakes up like my daughter, she studies in Mumbai. So while going, she normally calls. I'm going to the college. And when she comes, she calls. So someday she doesn't call, and then, that
Correct.
Chintamani starts questioning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rashida? We are not able to hear you, dear. Abhijit?
Hi, happy
Abhijit,
morning.
Sangeeta, and move on. Yes, Abhijit.
Yeah. My Chintamani wakes up when I get a simple message from my boss, do it now. So it's a simple message, do it now, but it's like, do it now. So I put it in my turn, and everything starts happen. It really is frightening at times.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really love that expression. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sangeeta?
Happy morning, Joe.
Happy morning.
जब अगर आधी रात में किसी का फोन आ जाए,
करेक्ट करेक्ट
उस वक्त
करेक्ट
बहुत चिंता तुरंत चालू हो जाती, क्या इतने रात में क्यों फोन आया, किसका फोन है, क्या हुआ होगा।
और स्पेशली जब वो मिस्ड कॉल जाता है और आप फोन कर रहे हो और वो उठा नहीं रहे, है ना? वंडरफुल, वेरी नाइस वेरी नाइस। सो अनन्या विल कम टू यू लेटर। हाँ, एक बार हो गया आज आपका शेयरिंग। बीवी का मैसेज आता है तो रितेश पढ़ेगी, टोटली पढ़ेगी सेशन के बाद। एंड प्रीति इज राइटिंग, मॉम इन लॉ का कॉल आता है, प्रीति सुनील जी नीचे बैठे हैं, मैं भेजती हूँ मैसेज का स्क्रीनशॉट उनको। You should know Preeti's husband is so devoted to KMM. Every session he'll get her to office, wait down in Irani cafe till she completes the session and then takes her back. So Preeti, one chai from your Mr. Sunil ji, okay? चलिए, so देखा, ये सेशन का सेकंड पार्ट यही है, सिंपल है। ऑल ऑफ यू सिंपल स्माइल भाई, अभी तो चिंता नहीं होनी चाहिए, सिंपल कर दिया है। When papa calls, when sound is not clear, my sound is not clear, all well, okay okay। अच्छा, वो चिंता आती है when sound is not clear, जो का आवाज नहीं अच्छा रहेगा तो फिर मैं सेशन कैसे सुनूंगा। करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट, ट्रू ट्रू ट्रू। यू नो, मुझे लास्ट ईयर ना, दिस इज ऑनेस्टली शेयरिंग विथ यू, अगेन पीस, हर टाइम ना जब सेशन लेती हूँ ना, मैं दो चेहरे देखती हूँ, एक नरेन का चेहरा और एक हर्षद दोषी का चेहरा। दोनों अगर स्माइल कर रहे हैं ना, मुझे लगता है मेरा सेशन अच्छा चल रहा है। थोड़ा भी इधर उधर गया ना तो फिर मुझे लगता है कुछ तो हो रहा है, पूछना पड़ेगा। सो हर्षद, थैंक यू सो मच, योर एनकरेजमेंट मीन्स अ लॉट टू मी। तो ऐसे क्लास में ना कुछ बच्चे रहेंगे जो हंसते हैं, उनको देखा करो, मतलब अपना कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट हो जाता है क्लास में। यू डोंट हैव टू वरी कि सेशन चल रहा है ठीक है नहीं चल रहा है। ओके, लेट्स मूव टू पार्ट सी। What happens when Chintamani becomes powerful? I want you to write down 3 points very specifically. Like, you know, my heartbeat starts going faster, I feel unwell. What happens when Chintamani becomes powerful? Not theory, not philosophy. When your Chintamani wakes up, what happens to you? Or when it becomes powerful, what do you go through? Like, I go through palpitations from the 7th floor underground तक, वो अपर ग्राउंड फ्लोर तक, जब तक लिफ्ट का दरवाजा नहीं खुला। थ्रू द नाइट, यू नो, आई कीप वेकिंग अप मल्टीपल टाइम्स जब तक मैं आके सेशन डिलीवर नहीं कर सकती। रेडी सुनीता? ओके, बोलिए। इनसोम्निया, करेक्ट। आपका आवाज म्यूट पे है सुनीता।
Yeah, hi, happy morning.
Happy morning.
Yeah, first thing is, of course, I lose sleep. Second, my head starts spinning. And as we said earlier, hallucinating. All the images come in front of me. Ye hua rahega, wo hua rahega.
Correct, correct.
So, power of imagination goes in full gear.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sangeeta?
My stomach starts rumbling and I have to use the washroom again and again.
Correct, correct. How true, how true. मंजू? खाना पीना बंद कर देती हूँ। अरे बाप रे, मैं ज्यादा खाती हूँ।
I start blabbering and then I'll talk to everyone saying, you know, I'm getting a bit nervous. I mean, it recently happened with my first session. So I was saying it to all of them that I am nervous, I am nervous.
Correct,
my heart
correct.
is pumping like, you know, I was standing right outside the class and thought I'm like, oh my God, what will happen? Will I be? Won't I be? So yes, that is what happens.
How true, how true. तस्नीम, अरे guys को नहीं होता है क्या symptoms? Only girls are answering. Anyways, I'll
Hello,
come to that.
happy morning.
Happy morning.
Yeah, so when the Chintamani wakes up, I mean, you know, I immediately go in a fight and flight mode, and all the defensive mechanism in my brain sharpens, and then you start thinking of the worst scenarios and also thinking how you're going to fight them.
Correct.
If this happens, I will do this. If this happens, I'm trying to keep myself prepared for all kind of scenarios. And then finally, I blast at the person who's nearest to me, and then I tell them sorry also.
Correct,
but then
correct.
that is what happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. Manjusha?
Yeah.
Happy morning.
So my first response is an anger. You know, ये क्यों हो रहा है? Like immediate anger. Then there'll be blank. आई विल फील कि क्या कर सकते, कुछ सोचनी होगी, एंड देन स्लोली इट विल कम बैक कि चलो क्या कर सकते हैं, देन नेक्स्ट थॉट इज क्या कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely. Because while writing, I start speaking faster. Correct. When I speak faster in the session now realize what is happening. मेरी चिंता चालू रहती है सेशन ठीक चल रहा है या नहीं. चलिए, तृप्ति.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
I become anxious और मैं बहुत बात करती हूँ. I get angry on others. मेरा heart beat बढ़ जाता है and my breathing gets higher. My hand gets sweating. So, and at the same time, I'm thinking about what could be the options to solve any situation.
Absolutely. How true. और ये दो guys have put their hands up, so I have to listen to them. Thank you for saving me today. पुरुषोत्तम. फर्स्ट शेयरिंग भी कैसे? पुरुषोत्तम मतलब जेसिका बोल रहे हैं क्या?
या
हाँ बोलिए.
आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग कि जो पुरुषोत्तम का नाम लेगी, शी इज मोर फॉन्ड ऑफ पुरुषोत्तम.
नो, आई एम फॉन्ड ऑफ बोथ ऑफ यू.
नहीं, जस्ट जोकिंग
जी.
सो एक्चुअली डिफरेंट चिंताओं के लिए डिफरेंट रिएक्शंस हैं.
करेक्ट.
फॉर एग्जांपल फॉर सेशन, सो जब तक स्कूल में सेशन नहीं होता है, एंड स्पेशली वन डे बिफोर, इतनी देयर इज सो मच नर्वसनेस.
करेक्ट.
I know session is going to happen good. Once we step in the class, फिर सब घूम. But तब तक very nervous, very tensed. क्या होगा? मैं भूल तो नहीं जाऊंगी, बच्चे सुनेंगे.
Correct. How true. Rupesh, and then we move on.
हाथ को कभी कभी स्वेटिंग हो जाता है ऐसे टाइम पे, और मॉर्निंग में सेशन है या ऐसा कुछ है तो रात में कभी कभी 2-3 बार उड़ जाते हैं.
Correct. Absolutely. Kalyani is writing, right leg is shaking. Correct. I agree to that. मेरा भी हलने लगता है और इतना एनर्जी रहता है ना, स्विंग मशीन लगा दिया तो 3-4 लोगों के यूनिफॉर्म सिल जाएंगे उसमें. So if I have to summarize from all our sharings, small problems look very huge. When my Chintamani becomes very, very powerful, small problems look very huge. I start overthinking. Point number 1, small problems look very huge. Point number 2, I start overthinking. Point number 3, I become restless. I'm sure most of us become restless. क्या हो रहा है समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. या तो पॉटी आ जाती है, या तो लूज मोशंस हो जाता है, या तो सर मलमल होता है, उल्टी जैसे होता है, कुछ ना कुछ होता है, या फिर हम डेक्कन क्वीन बन जाते हैं, घर में जैसे रेडिया मारते रहते हैं, आओ जाओ. So I become restless. I'm filled with self-doubt. Even if I know I've been taking sessions for 20 odd years today, even if I know my session will go well, I have not missed on my preparation, still, I start doubting myself a little bit. Hoga ke nahi? And this is a practice that I follow. I go to Naren and tell before every session, if I do it, great. If I miss out on something, मेरे को डांटना मत please, and please have my back. तो रिचुअलिस्टिक हो गया है मेरा वो ना, भगवान के सामने जाता है ना, पेपर अच्छा देना, मैं 4 नारियल चढ़ाऊंगी, वैसे हो जाता है, मैं आपको 4 बर्बन बिस्किट दे दूंगी करके, प्लीज हैव माय बैक. सो आई स्टार्ट सेल्फ डाउटिंग एंड देन आई गो थ्रू ऑल दीज क्रेजी रिचुअल्स. समटाइम्स ये थोड़ा फनी भी बना सकते हैं. समटाइम्स वी कैरी दैट वन फ्लावर समबडी हैज गिवन अस, ये मेरा बेस्ट लक है, लेके जाओ. वो टूटतड़ हो गया है तो भी उसको ना अच्छे से टिश्यू में बांध के लेके जाएंगे. समटाइम्स कैरी अ लकी चार्म, समटाइम्स डू सम क्या कौन सा आसन है वो सर, एक पैर ऊपर लेके ऐसे करते हैं वो, ताड़ासन या पर्वतासन, समथिंग लाइक दैट, for 20 minutes before going because it's a good omen.
Parvatasana.
So I do self-doubt and then I go through all these funny responses. Sometimes we create misunderstandings within the relationships and friendships. And that hurts us the most. अपना irritation ना लोगों पे निकल जाता है, anxiety, और रिलेशन में फिर प्रॉब्लम हो जाता. So in the part C, I ask these questions, I ask them to share, and then we summarize it. This is part B, right? Part B. Okay? So part A was what? Me giving the situations. Let's meet our everyday Chintamani. Part 2 is when does your Chintamani wake up? Part C is what happens when Chintamani becomes power. Part D. Again, pointers, 2 points each person. I'll take 3 sharings or 4 sharings. Why is it important to be Chintamani free? Why is it important to be Chintamani free? Free. Free of this person called Chintamani from our lives. Why is it important? संगीत आपका हो गया. न्यू हैंड्स. हर्षद.
Mental health.
हाँ.
Mental health and physical health also deteriorates without we becoming aware to it. So
absolutely.
For a short duration, Chintamani is okay, but for a prolonged duration, we should be aware of what is happening with us and try to come out of that situation as early as possible.
Absolutely. How true. Saurabh?
Yeah, happy morning, Joe.
Happy morning.
I understand all the expressions and the feelings which are being shared because it goes through in my life too. I think being Chintamani free is important because if I continue to have that feeling for a very long time, the end results are always going to be disastrous or problematic. If we are free, we can convert it into a positive end. Otherwise, we cannot end it with positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Vijay ji?
The situation is not in your control and you can do nothing about it. So be positive and do what you can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gunjan, Satish, Pallavi, and then we move on. Gunjan? I think she'll take a little time. Pallavi?
Oh, you can't hear me.
हैप्पी मॉर्निंग.
हैप्पी मॉर्निंग.
जो अगर हम लोग चिंता में रहे तो हम लोग नया कुछ सोच नहीं पाएंगे या फिर तो उस पे कोई सॉल्यूशन ढूंढना है वो भी हम ढूंढ नहीं पाएंगे तो हम अच्छा कुछ सोच सकेंगे अगर फ्री रहेंगे तो.
एब्सोल्युटली एब्सोल्युटली. सतीश जी? सर आप म्यूट पे है.
Yeah, same like Pallavi, it's not going to help me to find any solution.
Absolutely.
So it's no useful.
Absolutely. Gunjan?
I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, yes.
Oh, great. Okay. Happy morning, everybody.
Happy morning.
चिंता मेरे लिए चिता है. Okay. So अगर जिंदा है तो फिर मर मर के क्यों जीना? Why should I die every day? So for me, Chintamani makes my problem solving ability. It inhibits my problem solving ability. It further constricts me from reaching good solutions, and it also creates mental and physical ill health. So I think it's best to get rid of it. It's not helping me solve a problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dr. Somani? सर म्यूट पे है आप.
I'll think this will also pass off.
Correct.
This will also go away.
Very nice. Very nice. I cannot be the best version of myself. I'll just read out some chats because it's so beautiful. We lose out on focus. We can think clearly if we are free of Chintamani. So if I have to summarize, I get these points. Point number 1, I think clearly when I'm not in Chinta. I sleep better. I perform better. I enjoy friendships and people around me. Most importantly, I make clear choices. So this is a part where we connected back to the last session. I think clearly, I sleep better, I perform better, I enjoy friendships, and I make better choices. With this, we wind up the second part of the session. So the second part of the session has 4 parts. Each part asks for some interaction. It's about 10 to 12 minutes. Very light, very easy questions, and that can create all the fun inside the classroom. So far, so good? Give me your hands up, thumbs up. अभी आगे बढ़े. Let's move to the solution part. Part number 3. So we realize even as adults, Chintamani becomes a part of our life so often, doesn't it? And we have to find an antidote for it. So the next 2 parts are going to be the antidotes to Chintamani. Part number 3 is called as Chatur Asra Pranayam. Difficult to pronounce. Na? I'm going to spell it for you. CHATURASRA. Chatur Asra Pranayam. Pranayam I think is simple. ये सेशन ने ना मुझे प्रोनाउंसिएशन का क्लास कर दिया है. मतलब इतना प्रोनाउंसिएशन प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ा था ना. कल नींद में से उठे बराबर भी आई वाज डूइंग चतुर अस्र बराबर से उसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन होना चाहिए. So much anxiety. See, we are so bound to look at what's not going to happen. Okay, we get into that anxious mode. So Chatur Asra Pranayam. And what is it all about? Something that we have done last time. Box breathing. 4-sided or square breathing. This technique involves breathing with equal counts and in a box-like fashion. So we will practice and introduce the students to box breathing in part number 3. Last year, those who have been with us, most of us know how to explain the entire process. I will just have the pointers slide through and then we will practice box breathing today. So Aushmal and Paya, can we have that slide? When we are explaining box breathing, part 1 of box breathing is inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Part 2 is hold your breath for 4 seconds. Part 3 is exhale through your nose for 4 seconds. And part 4 is hold for 4 seconds again. So box breathing is nothing but regulated breathing in a systematic fashion. How do we get prepared for it? All of us, can we sit straight, please? Spine erect. Feet flat on the ground. Now, inside the classrooms, we should be able to do this with the students to prepare them for this entire process. Feet flat on the ground, not crossed. Your palms resting on your thighs, aram se. Shoulders relaxed, forehead relaxed, and please close your eyes. One of the simplest ways to calm our anxiety down is to balancing our breath. Most of us would have experienced when I'm anxious, my breathing becomes faster. If anxiety can make my breathing faster, so is true for the opposite. My breathing can make my anxiety slower. So the slower my breathing, the regulated my breathing, lesser will be my anxiety. Hence, box breathing, Chatur Asra Pranayam, helps us fight anxiety almost instantly when we practice it. So now let's practice it. When I say inhale, we'll inhale for 4 counts, then we'll hold for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and hold for 4 counts. We will do 5 rounds of this. Let's breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. For the last time, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Keeping your eyes closed, let's allow our breathing to come back to normal. Take in a deep inhalation. Exhale. One more time, deep inhalation. Exhale. And now very gently, as I count 5 to 1. 5, your eyes being totally closed. Gradually, as I go to 1, your eyes open very, very slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Smile, please. So the third part of the session is box breathing, Chaturasra Pranayam. What happens to me when I do this? That can be the summarization of the part. This we will take from the student's perspective. So if I can practice 5 rounds of box breathing every morning, then what happens to me over a period of time? I become a person who can stay calm before exams. Point number 1. I will have doubts. What if I forget? What if I go blank? So I'll be able to be calm before my exams if I can practice box breathing on a daily basis, especially before going to the exam. Point number 2, it helps me increase my concentration. Point number 3, it reduces my overthinking. Point number 4, controls my nervousness. Point number 5, helps me respond instead of reacting. And point number 6, I sleep better. Those of you who have a little courage like me and who enjoy taking potty jokes inside the classroom can also add another point. When I breathe well, I can also do potty very well. It won't take me long time. Go into the bathroom, sit, douche, dash, douche, flush and come out. So the 5 pointers have been taken very, very specifically to what it will help the students to do. We are not going into the science of how it happens. We're just explaining these are the benefits that are going to be there because of box breathing. That. Let's now move to the final part of the session, part 4. ज़्यादा लग रहा है क्या session? क्या simple और clean है? There are too many parts, that's why I'm asking.
Simple, very simple.
Simple है ना? चलेगा, good, good. इसमें थोड़ी मेहनत ज्यादा लगने वाली है हम लोगों को to be prepared to drive the engagement and conversations. So more than the content, I think our performance will need a little bit effort this time in the session. Part number 4 again has 2 small points in it. Point number 1. Now before I say the point, let me explain to you one of the stories which we are very well aware of. when we were young and when we used to do drama practice in school, there was a very famous sentence. I mean, those who have studied in Pune will understand this. Arjuna, uchalto baan and maar tya pakshala. And all of us in the lunch hall, we used to be doing Arjuna, uchalto baan and maar tya pakshala. And we, kind of aim to the guy or the girl whom we don't like, and attempt to throw paper balls at them. So this is the story of our famous Arjun. So it so happened, you all must be aware of it. I would love to reiterate it. It so happened that one fine morning, Dronacharya put a wooden bird on top of a branch and then decided to test the princes, the Pandav princes and the Kaurav princes. And everybody is gathered there in the courtyard, and there is that wooden bird on the branch high up there. And since Yudhishthir is the eldest, Dronacharya calls Yudhishthir. And Yudhishthir takes his bow and, kind of aims it at the bird. And then Dronacharya asks him, Yudhishthir, what do you see? So he says, I see the branch, I see the leaves, I see the trees around, I can see my brothers and sisters standing around me, I can see you, and I can see the bird. Dronacharya is very disgusted. He says, get out of my sight. Then he calls Bhim. Bhim comes, nice, bulky. And Bhim को बोलता है, Bhim, उछल तो बाण और मारता है पक्षाला. तो वो बाण उठाता है और पक्षी की तरफ लगाता है. बोलता है, आपको क्या दिख रहा है? तो भीम बोलता है कि एक झाड़ है और झाड़ के पीछे दूसरा झाड़ है जो आम का पेड़ है और उस पे अभी आम लटके हुए. This irritates Dronacharya even more. You can only see आम. Get out. And one by one, all the princes come, but they are not able to satisfy with what they see to Dronacharya. Then comes Arjun. Arjun takes that baan, aims it at the bird, and then Dronacharya asks him, Arjun, what do you see? He says, I see the bird's eye. He says, I see the bird's eye. Dronacharya asks, can you see the branches around? Arjun says, no. Can you see the trees around? No. Can you see your cousins around? No. Can you see the mangoes around? No. What do you see, Arjun? I see the bird's eye. Dronacharya says, then shoot. Arjun takes his shot and never misses to take the right shot ever. The question is, what is your bird's eye? What is our bird's eye? Why was Arjun so successful? Was he the strongest? No. Was he the smartest? Maybe. But in that moment, when he had to see the bird, he gave his attention to all that mattered the most. He focused on what mattered the most. When I am into a situation when my anxiety is high, I cannot control my feelings. I need to focus on what matters the most. Anxiety plays the opposite role. It takes us all over the place. What will the principal say? Have I done something wrong? Has somebody complained about me? But the bird's eye makes us focus on a simple thing. Anxiety becomes a roller coaster ride, dissipates my energy. Bird's eye helps me focus my energy, and that's when I can perform the best. When my mind looks everywhere, it becomes powerless. When my mind focuses on only one thing, it becomes powerful. So say there is an exam tomorrow. I can look at there's so much of a syllabus to be covered. This is my board exam. What if my future gets spoiled if I don't do well? What if my percentage goes down? Will I get the right college? My bird's eye is, can I complete the next chapter properly? One bird's eye, one focus, one attention. Whenever Chintamani wakes up, I need to ask myself this question. What is my bird's eye? What is the bird's eye just before an exam? The revision that has to be completed. If my friend hasn't replied to my message, I'll talk to them tomorrow and clear out things. If my parents are angry with them, My bird's eye is first to listen to them calmly and understand why they are angry. If I am on stage and I have stage fear, my bird's eye is speaking the first sentence and then carrying on. In any situation, the most important thing is what has to get my focus. Focus on what really matters. When, as Naren said, we go inside the classroom to take the session, our bird's eye is, can we stand the shoulder test and can we become the right companion for the students? That's our bird's eye. And if our focus is that bird's eye, every performance, every session in the classroom will leave an impact in the hearts of the students. There will be a sparkle in the eyes. So the first thing that we do to fight anxiety is Chaturasra Pranayam. The second is ask myself this question, what is my bird's eye? You know, like Mamta said, फोन नहीं आता है तो मेरा दिमाग चलता है कहाँ गए हैं क्या नहीं. What's your bird's eye? What's my bird's eye? Right now, I need to be calm. Because last session we discussed yada bhava tada bhavati. What I am full of, I will attract. If I am full of calmness, that's what I will attract in my life. If I'm full of being positive, that's what I attract in my life. And that leads to the third thing that we do when we are going through anxiety. And that is what you and me check every day, multiple times. You know this word called OTP? OTP आता है आपको? है ना? तो in this context, OTP is observe the positive. Observe the positive. And that's going to change everything. You know, our Chintamani is very, very smart. It notices the problem properly, but it ignores the 10 good things that are happening around us. Our mind is tuned to focus on danger. That's why one negative comment from somebody and years together we will carry it. उस दिन उस फंक्शन में मेरे अंकल ने मुझे ये बोला था, वो हम कभी नहीं भूलते. बट किसी ने हमको 10 कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स दिया होगा, वो हम याद नहीं रखते. I need to focus on what is positive right now. It doesn't mean ignore the problems, but also see what is the positive, because that opens our minds to possibilities. So say my exam is there and I have to complete a lot of things. Instead of saying I have 3 more chapters left and the whole tomorrow morning is my exam, what can be positive? I've completed 5 chapters. I still have one night to prepare. I have improved my marks from before. There will be the positive things. I need to just shift my focus, observe the positives. You know, in the age of 9, 10, 10 standard, we often go through times when we believe, ये मेरे माँ बाप है क्या? या मुझे हॉस्पिटल में बदल दिया गया है? मुझे ही डांटते रहते हैं, मेरी ही गलती दिखती है, और किसी की गलती नहीं दिखती है. I can either look at my parents getting upset with me that way, or I can say, they care about my future. They are supporting me in everything I'm doing. They are educating me, giving me a house to live. They are correcting my behavior. They are not rejecting me. My parents are not against. They're just correcting my behavior. If I focus on this, I will never have this doubt. Badli kar diya. And especially then, you know, I had a bua who used to tell me, हमने तेको कोतमीर वाली के पास से लिया है. I don't know why कोतमीर वाली. But that time, you know, maybe कोतमीर मिलता नहीं था. और हम जिस कम्युनिटी में रहते थे ना, चॉल टाइप ऑफ अ थिंग, वहां पे वो भाजी वाला ऐसे बास्केट लेके आता था. एवरी टाइम विल सी दैट, नो, शील टेल मी, ये कोतमीर वाली के पास से तेको लिया है, तो हमारे घर की नहीं. And that kind of stuck in my mind. 10th, 11th standard, when I used to have fights with my mother, I have fought with my mother. When I used to have that, I should really think, सच में मेरे को हॉस्पिटल में से कहीं से दूर से लेके आया. मैं बेटी नहीं हूँ, छोटी वाली बेटी है, छोटा वाला बेटा है. Can I shift my focus to the positives? With my friends. एक फ्रेंड ने इग्नोर किया है ना, वो स्पेशल वाली हुई तो भी क्या है, बहुत सारे और है. Other friends are caring for me. Other friends are loving me. Why not focus on that? You know, in my 11th and 12th, my mummy never gave me dabba. I used to eat 2 vada paos. And 11th and 12th, that time my mother was going through some illness, but dabba system was not there in our house. और हर दिन ना जब भी तीसरा वड़ा पाव खाने का मन करता था ना तो मिलता नहीं था, क्योंकि पॉकेट मनी 20 रुपए होती थी, 11 रुपए का पेट्रोल भराना. दैट टाइम पेट्रोल यूज्ड टू कम एट 11 rupees a liter. Can you imagine? Kinetic Honda I had. From Vanori to go to FC college and come back to Vanori, I should need 1 liter petrol. 11 rupees petrol I'll fill and I'll have 9 rupees. In that, I can eat only 2 vada pav. If I want chai, I have to eat 1 vada pav and 1 chai. That's how I went through my 11th and 12th. और है ना, इतना ऐसा लगता था ना कि खाना नसीब नहीं हो सकता है दोपहर में. मैं इतनी अच्छी बच्ची हूँ, पढ़ाई कर रही हूँ, मार्क्स ले रही हूँ. And when I joined life school, and I used to do marketing, and I used to be on the field from 9 in the morning to 10, 11, sometimes 2 in the night. इतने लोगों के घर में इतना प्यार से खाना खिलाया है ना मुझे, मतलब जितना मैंने मेरे मम्मी के हाथ का नहीं खाया ना, उतने कुछ लाइफ स्कूलर्स के घर में खाना खाया. I remember Guni auntie, a lady called Gunwanti Shah, the whole family was life schooler. उनके जो कुक थी ना, उनको ये पूरा इंस्ट्रक्शन था, जो जब घर के अंदर आएगी पहले वो वॉशरूम जाके फ्रेश होगी, बैठेगी, पहले आधा कप चाय देने का, फिर गरम फल का घी लगा के, मतलब जब तक वो खत्म नहीं होता ना, दूसरा फल का डालने का नहीं तवे पे. I mean, that way people have cared for. So when one thing is missing in life, there are 100 positive more things there. Can I shift my focus? And that's how I am blessed to say, जितनी मौसी, चाची, दादी, माँ, फादर मेरे लाइफ में है ना, और किसी के लाइफ में नहीं रह सकते, क्योंकि एवरी लाइफ स्कूलर फैमिली आई हैव इंटरेक्टेड विद, आई हैव अ फैमिली देयर. और मेरी माएँ तो इतनी है ना, बाप रे पूछो मत. मतलब कैन यू इमेजिन, यू डील विद वन मदर, हाउ मेनी मदर्स आई डील विद. मेरी सोचो तुम, बट बहुत प्यार मिलता है. आई मीन इतना प्यार कैन नेवर इमेजिन मुझे कभी भी मिला होगा. 2 साल मैंने वड़ा पाव खाया, लेकिन उसके बाद जितना खाना खाया है ना, मतलब आज तक खा रहे. And there are times when Tahira will in her डब्बा bring आलू पराठा made from her mother, and mother will say, इसको हाथ मत लगाना, ये मैडम के लिए. I don't know why she calls me madam, but ये मैडम के लिए. So I need to shift my focus to what is positive. Public speaking, there was this one event where I finished my speech 2 seconds before the time. 2 seconds before. And I got the second place. I think that's the only time in my life for a public speaking competition I've got the second place. And I was a wreck after that. I went behind the stage. I'm crying. I'm wailing. Naren came and said, बेटा क्या हो गया? आप मेरे से बात मत करो. कोई मुझे समझता नहीं है. इतना simple, senseless drama किया. Senseless drama. And then when I came back, we had a lovely human being called Valentine Shipley. He's no more with us, but those of you who experienced his singing will remember him as one of the sweetest, most lovable human beings. He's got us all singing so well. And he told me this one sentence, Joe, when you were on the stage, you owned it. You were living what you were saying. And that's the most important thing. I am thinking I missed out on 2 seconds. He is thinking she's definitely going to do what she's saying. Just a shift in perspective, observe the positive. What I observe influences what I feel. When I observe my positives, I discover possibilities instead of problems. When I observe the positives, my mind discovers possibilities instead of problems. Every situation in life is a circumstance. When it enters these 4 inches, it's my choice. Does it enter into my 4 inches as a master which controls my emotions? Or does it enter my 4 inches as a teacher who teaches me something? Does it control me over my negativities, or does it teach me something? I was very regular at life school. I believed a parent can be very, very proud of a child who wants to be focused, growth-oriented, focused on developing the mindset, having no vices, not going out for parties, no friend circles, just focused on growth. And my father thought otherwise. And for almost 10 years, I didn't have a decent conversation with my father. It used to be only, acha, theek hai, okay. And many a times, rebuke, hostel में रहती है क्या, हम क्यों तेको खिलाए, हमारे लिए खाना खाती है क्या. One, I could have processed it as my father also doesn't understand. But fortunately for this platform called Life School, I could observe the care that is behind. And hence, when required, I could give my 100% to take care of my father. And when I look back, I see that he's helped me develop my patience so much. It wasn't his neglect for me, but his love for me and wanting me to be very safe. That was wanting him to protect me. He was this, you shouldn't be taken advantage of. I can look back at that relationship with so much fondness and gratitude just because I could observe the positive, go beyond all the bad that has happened. I mean, it was traumatic. But I can look beyond it because my focus is on observe what is positive. Don't let any situation come into this 4 inches to control my negativities. I'll always look at positivity. And probably that's why I like to tea too much, positivity. चाय इसलिए ज्यादा पीती हूँ मैं, मेरे को पॉजिटिविटी के बारे में वो याद दिलाता है. So with these 2 points, we complete the 4th part and then come to the conclusion. Today, in the entire session, we met a new gentleman called Chintamani. We understood when Chintamani wakes up in us, and we also understood how to take care of Chintamani. First point is through Chatur Asra Pranayam. I would really love to listen to your voice clips, on my personal DM, how you pronounce it. So many pronunciations of this word. Maza aega mujhe. Chatur Asra Pranayam, box breathing. 2, find your bird's eye. I think that's the most crucial and powerful thing of this session. Focus on only what matters the most right now. Right now, what matters is my health. People ill-treating me is not my focus. I'll focus on my health. Observe the positives. Training our minds to see possibilities from situations, not just the problems. We met Chintamani. But in Sanskrit, there is another word called Chintamani. Okay? एक तो है चिंतामणि, MANY, और दूसरा है चिंतामणि, MANI. And you know what is Chintamani ka real meaning? It is supposed to be a precious wish fulfilling jewel. Wish fulfilling jewel. एक ऐसी मनी जो आपकी हर इच्छा पूरा करती है. It can touch anything and transform it into gold. That kind of a money. Isn't it beautiful that from Chintamani to Chintamani, it's just one alphabet ka difference? One step that I take in my life to get out of my anxiety, I can become that Chintamani and not remain as Chintamani. And this entire journey from Chintamani to Chintamani starts with a choice. Let's go back to the last session. If I make a choice, I will be able to become Chintamani from that many. Every time I choose to remain calm over panic, I've become stronger than my fear. Every time I choose focus over confusion, I have become greater than my distractions. Every time I choose hope over helplessness, I remind myself that my future is not decided by circumstances, but the quality of thoughts, actions, and choices I will take. For the truth is, I can never stop challenges from coming in front of me. But my choice is whether it enters my mind as a master to control me, or it enters my mind as a teacher to teach me something. One breath, one right thought, one wise choice. Again and again. One breath, one thought, one right choice. Again and again. That's how Chintamani becomes Chintamani. The greatest wish fulfilling jewel is not in some pyramid hid somewhere or in some khazana. It is in each one of us waiting to shine bright. And with this session, I wish and pray each one of us discovers the Chintamani within each one of us. Wishing you all the best for the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Naren.
Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe, for this wonderful
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Lovely
Love
session.
you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Shweta.
Thank you, Joe.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful
session.
Thank
It was a
you.
lovely session, Joe. Thank
Very
you.
Thank you.
nicely
Thank
structured.
you. I think we've covered the session entirely well. The PDF will have the timings. All 4 parts are equally timed, with the last part just having 2 minutes more. Very simple, very beautiful. Absolutely will have results in the classroom when I practice it in day-to-day life. So test and challenge for all of us is, before we go and stand in front of the class, can we live by this session? और फिर जो मैजिक होगा ना क्लास में, मतलब मेरे अभी भी गूज़बम्स आ रहे हैं to imagine what can happen in the classroom if you practice this and go and say that. I know what it feels like. I have experienced what it feels like, and I really wish all of you have the same. We have about 10 minutes of the class to go. I would love to hand over this to Naren now and listen for his thoughts and ideas on the session. So thank you so much. Love you all. All the best with your sessions.
Thank you, Joe.
Bidu, exceptionally well created session and extremely well delivered.
Thank you.
So, speaking about anxiety, I said before I go there, Bidu, your pronunciation about the pranayam came out really right, but the pronunciation of pronunciation is pronunciation.
I said corrected. Thank you, sir. Pronunciation, it shall be from now on.
Since we are talking about anxiety, Chintamani, let me introduce something very beautiful to all of you. Happiness is unbelievable. If you go around, you look at people and you will start to feel that it is difficult for a man to be happy. You talk about depression, sadness, misery, everybody believes it. It seems almost natural. But if you talk about your happiness, people ask you, kya ho gaya? Really? Is it practical? A happy person actually needs no religion. A happy person needs no temple, no church, no mosque. You know why? Because for a happy person, the whole universe is a temple. Whole existence is a church. And the whole of creation is a mosque. Now, a human being can be tremendously happy or tremendously unhappy. They are free to make that choice. Now, this freedom is hazardous. This freedom is very dangerous. Because when you want to execute this freedom, you become responsible. You know what is responsibility? Whatever happens, I know how to respond. And you will find only a person who believes that they have the capacity to respond will be able to choose happiness in their life. Like when people ask me, Naren, how is it that we have never seen you worried? आप चिंता मैनी नहीं होता है क्या? And I say, for me, it's very, very simple. My thinking is, I can handle every setback of my life. I have chosen to feel responsive, able. I will be able to handle every setback of my life. And therefore, there is no anxiety over here. This freedom that I will be responsible is what enables me to defeat all the possible anxieties of my life, all the emotional misunderstandings of my life, and stay focused on happiness. Now, if you ask people, are you ambitious about being happy? everybody will say, yes, I'm ambitious. Now listen to this. It's very beautiful and very solid. Ambition is a very powerful spark, but it is not always a lasting fuel. It burns brightly in the beginning when everything feels exciting and full of possibility. Then comes a long, ordinary middle where progress is slow, setbacks are frequent, and applause disappears. What did I say? Then comes a long, ordinary middle where progress is slow, setbacks are frequent, and applause disappears. This is where ambition begins to fade. Yesterday morning, I went for a long run. I had a schedule of a 3-hour run. I began at 4:45 in the morning and I was doing really well. 1 hour, 2 minutes in, I was not feeling tired at all. I had done about 7.5 kilometers. Then I saw a group of Varkaris in the left who were singing bhajans beautifully well. I started looking at them, and as I was jogging, I missed seeing a small, a kind of an uprise in the road, and I stumbled and I fell full body directly down. Thanks for all the push-ups I have done in my life, I could protect myself and not actually get myself completely cut. And I started bleeding from my hand and from my legs. So it teaches me two things. One, when I'm running, I should not lose focus. I should be like that Arjun. And like Bhim, there would be mangoes. In my case, it was the Varkaris. And I lost that focus and I fell. Now, this is the classic ordinary middle where progress is slow, where setbacks are frequent. And obviously, when I fall, nobody applauds. And this is where ambition starts to fade. नहीं यार छोड़ जान दे यार अरे लिख गया अभी 15 दिन मैं कुछ नहीं करूंगा. The ambition which was beginning, which was super exciting and full of possibility, now starts to fade. Bharti and me have done Everest Base Camp. So this is what I believe. Ambition gets you to the base camp. It does not take you to the peak. Ambition rarely takes you to the summit. Now, who does not have the ambition to be happy? Who does not have the ambition to be successful? Who does not have the ambition to get along well with people? But what carries you ahead in that ordinary middle where progress is slow and setbacks are frequent and applause disappears, what carries you ahead in those situations is not ambition, but responsibility. When there is that ordinary middle, when progress is slow, when setbacks are frequent, the first thing that happens to the mind is, I am not responsible. For example, I wanted to run. These corporation people don't have the roads properly. That is why I'm not running. So what did I immediately do? I shifted responsibility. Whether it is success, whether it is happiness, in both the cases, you will get whatever you feel responsible for. So prepare for a life of setbacks. Prepare for a life of differences. Prepare for a life of misunderstandings between the children and the teacher, between we and the schools, between husband and wife, between other people in your life, between friends, between relatives. Prepare for a phase when there is no applause. And in all these situations, don't choose chinta mani. When you feel responsible, you feel the presence of the chinta mani inside. When you feel responsible, I am responsible to bring things back on track. I am responsible to go through this tough phase. I am responsible to ensure that I watch the road properly. Even if the corporation has made ordinary, less than ordinary, poor roads, I will still learn to run and I will run beautifully well. The more responsible you feel about your life, your relationships, your peace of mind, your happiness, the more you will feel the presence of that Chinta Mani. So the gap between Chinta Mani and Chinta Mani will be bridged in the beginning with ambition. Because if you're not ambitious about it, that's not going to happen. If you're not ambitious about it, you will give up. Like if we are not ambitious about KMM in 2020 when COVID happened, we would have given up. So that middle where progress is slow, setback has happened. There is nobody who's uploading. And now ambition seems to be, यार छोड़ ध्यान देना इतना मगजमारी काय को करने का. And that is when you feel responsible. You begin to feel that inside me is that power which can make things happen. Ambition will get you to start. Ambition burns brightly in the beginning. In the beginning, everything feels exciting and full of possibilities. But you want to create something stupendous. And I'm talking about not only success, I am talking more about happiness to you. The choice between anxiety and happiness, the choice between Chinta Mani and Chinta Mani will be what do you feel completely responsible for? Ambition will help you to make a solid beginning. But what will take you till the summit is going to be responsibility. And responsibilities are never tested in comfort. A sense of responsibility is tested in tough times. Like Betu was sharing, her father had an approach towards the children, which is a little pressure, little negative, little I don't believe you. Now, that was the normal approach of that person. But when her father's health was not okay, Joe felt completely responsible as an elder daughter to take over, irrespective of how the treatment, how the doubts, how the negatives have been. As a result of which, in the last phase of his life, Joe and her father had a beautiful relationship together. Now visualize if Joe had waited for the father to realize and take the responsibility of saying sorry or changing himself, and then the relationship will become great. He would have passed away and she would still be waiting. So responsibilities are not tested when things are going right. Responsibilities are not tested when we are at comfort. Responsibilities are tested when progress is slow, setbacks are frequent, and applause disappears. I really want all of us to live a life of progress and happiness, of purpose and impact. And therefore, I'm saying it again. Ambition burns brightly in the beginning when everything is exciting and full of possibilities. Then comes the long, ordinary middle where progress is slow, setbacks are frequent, and applause disappears. This is when ambition begins to fade. But what takes you to the summit is I am responsible for my happiness, my progress, my relationships. What takes you to the peak, what makes you feel that Chinta Mani inside and not end as a Chinta Mani outside, is this beautiful combination between ambition and responsibility. Without ambition, you won't begin. With ambition, you will not end. So this combination called ambition and responsibility is another formula with which you can defeat all the anxieties of your life. Stay composed, stay focused, and be progressive and happy. As you prepare for this session, be very responsible. As you go inside the classroom, remember the shoulder test and the companion test. And may this session of KMM be the best session you have ever taken in your life. Thank you so much for being a part of this movement. It means the world to all of us here. Wish you a great life, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. Love you. Have a great
Love you, Naren.
Thank you, Naren.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Naren.
Joe. Love you,
Thank
Naren.
you.